My name is Daniel Gerlei. I'm the president of the Global Young Entrepreneur Society. Our mission is to support young entrepreneurs. And I have one question for you. Do you believe Europe has a bright future? A few months ago, I was having coffee with one of Europe's top venture capitalists. We were discussing why we're not seeing more global startups coming out of Europe. I said, it is really difficult for young founders to raise capital. She leaned forward and very quietly said, "We don't like young entrepreneurs." I was stunned because when I think about who built the biggest tech companies in history, the names and ages speak for themselves. Steve Jobs, 21. Mark Zuckerberg, 19. Larry Page and Sergey Brin, 25. Bill Gates was 20 when founding Microsoft. They didn't wait until they were experienced. They just built. And where did they build? In America. Because in Europe, we reject the same kind of founders who go on to change the world elsewhere. This chart shows $10+ billion public companies founded within the past 50 years in the US versus Europe. As you can see, certain American companies are more valuable on their own than the entire set of companies in Europe. If you're young and ambitious in Europe, here's what you face. Investors who want you to have 10+ years of experience before giving you 10 euros. Bureaucracy that buries you in paperwork before you even launch. And fragmented markets that make scaling across the EU's 27 member states a legal maze. Between 2008 and 2021, 30% of Europe's billion-euro startups moved abroad, most to the US. Europe isn't losing talent, it's pushing it away. Every time a young entrepreneur leaves, we don't just lose a startup. We lose jobs, we lose innovation, we lose the next billion-dollar company. And we are losing the future of our economy. In the early 2000s, PayPal was acquired by eBay. A win on its own, but what happened next changed tech forever. Its early employees, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, Max Levchin, Reid Hoffman, went on to found SpaceX, Tesla, YouTube, Palantir, LinkedIn, Yelp. One startup became a network. That network became a force, and that force reshaped the world. This is what's now known as the PayPal effect. When one breakout company creates an entire generation of builders. Europe had a chance to do the same. In 2007, two teenage brothers, Patrick and John Collison, started a small software company in Limerick, Ireland. Patrick was 19 and John was 17. They pitched investors. They were rejected. So they moved to America. In California, they joined the startup incubator Y Combinator, sold their first startup, and then launched Stripe, the premier payment processor behind Amazon and most of e-commerce. Without even realizing it, we all use Stripe almost every day. Today, Stripe is worth around $100 billion. But more importantly, it triggered the PayPal effect. Early employees went on to launch startups, mentor founders, back the next wave. Europe didn't just lose Stripe. We lost a second Stripe, and the third, and everything that could have grown around them here in Europe. We could harness the PayPal effect to our advantage, like Estonia, where the government built a startup-friendly environment. The result? Skype was founded. Early Skype employees went on to found or fund dozens of companies, including Bolt, now the largest ride-hailing platform in Europe, and Wise, one of the world's largest money transfer platforms. They didn't need to move because Estonia said, "Go build." One country unlocked its potential and sparked a startup ecosystem from scratch. So, how do we harness the PayPal effect across Europe? 1. Fund young founders, early and boldly. Programs like Patch in Dublin, Project Europe by 20 VC, and our own Danube Summit are a great start. But they're not enough. Every major European city should have accelerators for ambitious founders under 25, fully backed, fully serious. 2. We need to make it easy to build across Europe. We need one legal setup for startups, one unified rulebook to grow. Simple, fast, borderless. Let founders focus on building, not paperwork. The next billion-dollar idea is already being written. It could be in Madrid. It could be in Berlin. It could be in Budapest. But if we don't act, if we don't fix this, it won't stay in Europe. It'll go to the US. It'll go to Singapore. It will go anywhere that says yes faster than we do. This is not about competing with Silicon Valley. It's about believing in our own potential. Europe has the talent. What it needs is belief. What it needs is speed. What it needs is one decision: to back its young founders. The best time to do this was 10 years ago. The second best time is now. So I'll ask you again. Do you believe Europe has a bright future? Because I do. If we back our young founders, remove the barriers, and unlock their potential, then the future won't leave Europe. It will be built here. Thank you. Let's build it together.